The Pacers sent the Raptors right back to Jurassic Park with a 111-91 L. And then IU stumped out Penn State how we supposed to. Let's go!
Cold game. First round draft pick.
Welcome to another episode of Cold Game. I'm your host, Isaiah Dotson. I'm here with my co-host, Malcolm Bennell. How you doing, Cuddy?
What it do, cuz?
Feeling good. How was your day?
Man, perfect, man. I had a great day at work, man. You know, this is my real job, though. Came home from work, got right back to work. So,
This is it right here.
It's it right here, man.
All right, now, cuz. So, first game, 7 o'clock game. Pacers played the Raptors. And we handled business. Beat them 111-91. What was your thoughts about the games? What did you see?
I mean, same thing I said yesterday. You know, I thought that'd have been that was a cakewalk for us. You know, that's a game we should have won. We did what we were supposed to do. So now we just, we got to look forward to our next game. I think we play again Friday. We have the Miami Heat Friday at Miami. So we've been at home for the past few games. We get to, go down to Miami and show out a little bit. I think that should be an easy dub too. Shout out to Tyrese Halliburton, 33 points, 11 assists. That's big time. Automatic mathematic, 10 points off that bench. Thomas Bryant, 8 points off that bench. Yeah, man. Yeah, we had a big double-double out of Miles Turner, 18 points, 10 rebounds. That's all we need, 5 for 5 from 3. I said that yesterday, cuz. I said that when against Denver, Miles Turner went 5 for 10 from 3, 7 from 18 from the field. I said he needs to cut back on them shots, and we need to get Halliburton needs to have them 20 shots, not Miles Turner, but Halliburton had 15. 12 from 15 from the field, 7 for 9 from 3. Super efficient, super duper efficient. See how many turnovers he had. 1 turnover. Come on, man. 11 assists, 1 turnover, 12 for 15 from the field, 7 for 9 for 3. That's what you want out of your point guard. That is a superstar point guard who will lead your organization. So it was against that trash that we caught the Raptors, man. But it's always that when you do what you're supposed to do. I commend that. Now it's a problem when you go out there and do what you're not supposed to do. As long as we ain't out there taking no L's to the Raptors, we maintaining our 4th spot. It's on to the Miami Heat. We're gonna do them the same way.
Yes, Tyrese Halliburton. This is what you're supposed to do every single game. This is your body. This is who you are. This is prime you. 7 from 9 from 3, 12 from 15 overall. You're a killer. We just said this yesterday. We spoke this into existence. You are that guy. This is who we need. This is who we want. You can never be passive. Never. We need you to bring this version of yourself every game. And if you do, there's nobody in the East that's messing with us. Nobody in the East is messing with the Pacers if Tyrese Halliburton is playing like this, let alone if Tyrese is playing like this. If Miles Turner is playing like this, he has the clip. 5 for 5?
100% from 3. Come on.
This is why those trade rumors are BS. This is why I don't want to hear them. If you're talking about trade Miles Turner, it's not happening. Why?
Not happening.
Because he's the quintessential stretch 5. This is the perfect center that teams are looking for.
Mm-hmm.
They want a 6'11", 7-foot shot blocking stretch 5. We got one. Why would we give him up? Miles Turner, we just need you to play like this all the time. If you play like this all the time, you will be an all-star every year. Just be consistent and bring this against the guys that matter. When you see Giannis, put in work. When you see Jokic, put in extra work. And just come ready every single game. We need you to bring your best. This version of the Pacers is going back to the Eastern Conference Finals. And when we get there, we won't let them off the hook, whoever that is. I promise you, the Pacers are the best team in the East. And I'm standing on it.
Stand on it, cuz. Straight up. And the thing about Miles, man, we found him. You know what I'm saying? Miles was our pickup. You know what I'm saying? Miles ain't never been nowhere else but Indiana, so we need to embrace Miles, man. Like, you know, Miles had his first couple years here, you know, saying all the way up to at least the past 2 or 3 years, you know, people was ready to count Miles Turner out. You know, I'm not gonna lie, living in Indiana and being a Pacers fan, you know, Miles Turner got a lot of backlash, you know, but now it's, you know, like I said, everything takes work, everything takes time. This is not the NBA. It's not a you know, yes, you have certain stories of people coming out of college and, you know, back then high school to where they can come in and take the league by storm. That's not what it is, man. It takes some time, you know, some dedication, man. But I love seeing an organization that takes one of their draft picks, holds on to him, let him develop. Now we're a playoff contender. Now we're competing for them Eastern Conference Finals. You know, now we'll be looking to make a finals push. So shout out to the Pacers. Shout out to Miles Turner. Great win.
Great win. So proud of them boys because it takes a lot of hard work to beat any team. But when you do it as efficiently as your top players did it tonight, it's a great sign. It's a great sign. Because the playoffs are right around the corner. So it's all about positioning. It's all about putting your best foot forward because we're going to need your best foot forward very, very soon. So get these reps. We have a small big three. We have a small market big three. Tyrese, Miles Turner, Pascal Siakam. And we have a great supporting cast around these guys. Ben Mathurin, Automatic Mathematic. Nembhard, Neesmith, TJ McConnell, Ben Shepherd, Thomas Bryant. We have a good group. We just need our group to perform up to these standards come playoff time when it matters. Thank you, Pacers, for the win. Great win. 111-91. Another dub, another victory. On to the next. Miami, we're coming. It's a party. All right. Moving on. Big Ten matchup. Our Hoosiers take down Penn State 83-78. It was a close game, back and forth the entire game. A game that Indiana trailed. A game that we had to fight, scratch, and claw. A game where Penn State's best player, H. Baldwin, was wop, 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 wop. The whole game to the crowd talking. The crowd is saying F you, H. Baldwin, F H. Baldwin, ... F H. Baldwin. Like he had us hot because you talking. And when you talk, you get put down. And that's exactly what Indiana did. They handled business, put down Penn State, secured or positioned ourselves better to make this NCAA tournament. This is what we need. We need to come out stronger, but we need to be finishing, boys. And that's what we did today. We finished them. Shout out Trey Galloway. Huge threes. Huge. Back to back. We was down 2. He came down court. Whop! Put us up 1. We stole the ball. He came back down again. Fumbling the ball, they kicked it to him on the perimeter. What? That's what I'm talking about. That's the Hoosiers I know. We clip from 3, and we snipe, and we hunt, and we put you down, especially in the Assembly Hall. And that's what happened tonight. Huge win, 83-78. What did you see, cuz? Tell me about it.
Shout out to Umar Ballo, man. 20 points, 12 rebounds. And like you said, Trey Galloway, he came out spraying 4 for 5 from 3, 16 points, 9 assists. So, and shout out to Miles Rice, 13 points off the bench. So 2 for 2 from 3. So they shot well from 3. IU did. You know, Ballo was doing his thing down low. You know, the big double for him, and you know that's hard to stop, man. When you got that paint on lock, you know, when you got that paint beast down low in the middle doing his thing, and then we got shooters out there hitting shots. I mean, that's the 2025 era of basketball. You know what I'm saying? And it seems like, I don't know if this was Mike Woodson's plan. I don't know. It's always kind of weird, man. I don't know how to take what Mike Woodson has going on, but he's been hot these past few games, and you know, looking forward on IU's schedule. Next up, they got Washington this Saturday at Washington, and then they got a tough one next Tuesday against Oregon. So we gonna I think we can handle Washington, but we're gonna have to watch out for that Oregon game because that's gonna be one that sneaks up on us. But I think in order to make the tournament, IU's gonna have to win out. They're gonna have to win out to have that chance. So we'll see what they do this weekend against Washington. But I'll have my eye on that matchup against Oregon next Tuesday at Oregon. That'll be the make or break game for IU in my opinion. But good win nonetheless. Good conference win tonight, and shout out to them Hoosiers.
Shout out to Hoosiers. And you know what, cuz sometimes as humans, sometimes as people of routine, especially successful people, as Mike Woodson is a very successful person in life. Regardless of what you think about his coaching tenure in life, he's successful. An Indianapolis native, graduated from Broad Ripple, graduated from Indiana University, had a successful college career, had a decent NBA career, went on to coach the up-and-coming Hawks. He was a part of the staff that when the Pistons in their glory days, when they was hot, he coached the New York Knicks. So sometimes when you're a successful person like that, sometimes you can be stubborn. And I believe that he was stubborn because he was used to having success on various levels at different points in time. He may not always been successful, for long stretches, but he's had success at every stop he's been to. Atlanta Hawks, they had some success. We didn't know Atlanta wasn't making any noise until Mike Woodson, when he had Joe Johnson, Josh Smith. He had them boys over there making noise. And then the New York Knicks, when he had Carmelo, JR, Iman Shumpert, Novak, he had them boys playing at a high level. They was in the playoffs. Before then, the Knicks had went through a playoff drought. So when you have that type of success and then you come to college, you can be stubborn. And I think that's the reason why what got him into the situation that he's in. But he's starting to break out of it. And I'm proud of you, Mike Woodson, because you're starting to look yourself in the mirror and you say, oh, yeah, Mackenzie Mbako, he's a 5-star. He had committed to Duke, decommitted, committed to us. He's a 5-star prospect, Big Ten co-freshman of the year. He comes back for his sophomore year. He's not having the best season. It's borderline, should we say, his play has been detrimental to the team. You know what Mike Woodson do? Sit his ass on the bench, as you should when you're not performing. And that's what he's been doing. You know what, Kane Carlisle, a top transfer guard in the portal, came to Indiana from Stanford, highly regarded, borderline 5-star recruit coming out of high school. He got bumped down to a 4-star, but still one of the top recruits from Stanford last year as a freshman. Went over there, had an up-and-down year. He transfers to Indiana this year. He's supposed to do great things. Every time he gets in a game now, things are not going well. You know what Mike Woodson does? Sit his ass on the bench. If you're not performing, you need to sit down. And he's starting to finally get that through his head. Now, if he only was doing this sooner, he could have saved his job. Because that's what coaches do. Sometimes you can't be cool with everybody, man. It's wins and losses. That's the only thing that matters. If guys are not performing, they need to sit. And that's what happened tonight. He has a rotation. Not highly regarded guys. Anthony Leal. He was riding the bench all last year. He's on scholarship, but he was the last scholarship guy. He's starting right now. You know why? Because he plays hard. Luke Goody, transferred from Illinois. He came in this year, and he was a backup starting the year. You know where he's at right now? In the starting lineup, playing to the end of the game. In crunch time minutes. Why? Because he plays hard and he plays smart. This is what we wanted from you, Mike Woodson. Play the dudes that's going to play hard. Spread the floor out. He's going 4 out, 1 in. That's what you're supposed to do. That's modern. I'm proud of you, Mike Woodson. Now let's push it to this tournament and make some noise. Great job, Hoosiers. Big win, 80 to go. All right. Moving on. The NFL Combine is in town. Players are speaking today. Tomorrow, defensive line and linebackers doing their drills, because what do you expect from these linemen? Before I say that, I want everybody to look at the camera and I want everybody to look at Malcolm. You're looking at the founder of Dog School, one of the top coaches in the state of Indiana. He's coached multiple state winning defenses. So when he speaks, everybody listen. And I mean that, especially when we're talking about defensive line. So Malc is going to tell you his thoughts and who he has an eye on when it comes to this defensive line draft. Cuddy, talk to me.
Yeah, so cuz tomorrow's the start of the NFL Combine. You'll have your D linemen and your linebackers out there, which is a big day. Which is a big day for a lot of teams to shore up some of that defense. There's a lot of tests and there's a lot of things that they have you go through at the NFL Combine. But if I'm a scout, if I'm an NFL scout, if I'm out there scouting for the Colts right now, of course, teams are going to go off of their needs, their need base. So, but what people look for, man, in this day and age on defense, D-line and linebacker alike, you got to have speed. You know what I'm saying? Football is a game that's won with speed. You know what I'm saying? It's no longer the big 300-pound D lineman, 350-pound D lineman, and the big, bulky Ray Lewis, Brian Urlacher type linebackers. You don't see them out there anymore in 2025. And that's crazy to say because it just feels like yesterday I was watching Ray Lewis and guys like that out there. So what teams are going to be looking for at the D-line position, first off, they're going to be looking for that size. You got to pass the eye test. I mean, it is the NFL. They're not going to sign any pipsqueaks. They will if they have that motor and that tenacity. But the first thing they're going to look for is size. Then at D-line, I'm going to look for what we call get off. Who can get off the ball? Who can change that line of scrimmage? You know what I'm saying? Who has that snap timing? And then there's a couple things that you look for in D lineman. Who has that strike? Who can get their hands on somebody, get them off of them? Fast twitch. Bendability. Especially when you're looking at the edge. I was just looking at one of the guys that I want y'all to keep your eye out for tomorrow. And I don't know. I think he may have just got injured or he's dealing with an injury. But keep your eye out for Abdul Carter out of Penn State. Freak off the edge. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I was just watching some film on him. I mean, he closes like no other. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know what closing is, that's when an offensive lineman, if I'm on the edge of the if I'm on the edge on the outside of the tackle and that offensive lineman blocks down away from me, how fast can I identify that and close down the line of scrimmage in the offensive backfield? And I think Abdul Carter probably does that at the best in the nation out of anybody. So closing down off the edge, and that's key in football today because it's a lot of zone and read option and RPO, run pass option. So you have to have a defensive end or edge, as they call them now, who can identify that run, who can identify that pass, because now he might have some pass responsibilities out there in the flats, or he might have to identify that quarterback run when he pulls that ball from that running back. So you want a smart guy coming off that edge, and you want a fast guy who can steal, because the biggest guy on a football team is going to be your offensive tackle. So with that speed, you got to be able to handle a 6'7", 365, 75-pound man coming at you too. So there's a lot of things that you look for out of those guys. And on the interior for your defensive tackles, a guy that you want to keep your eye on is Mason Graham out of Michigan. He had a real good campaign there in Michigan. I think he's a strong guy. I think he's more of a run stopper in my opinion. I think his pass rush can get better as he gets to the NFL. But you need that's the first thing I'm looking for out of one of my D tackles is, can you stop that run? Now, if you're a D tackle who has that pass rush ability, then that's an added bonus. If you know how football works, a D tackle is getting sacks. He's not chasing a quarterback down 10, 15, even 8 yards in the backfield. A defensive tackle gets a good pass rush sack off of his edge rushers, forcing that quarterback to step up in the pocket, and the defensive tackles being able to collapse that pocket. That's where they eat their own pass down. So I think you want to see out of your D tackles who can stop that run, and I think Mason Graham is that guy. I think he's a bona fide run stopper. You're not running the ball when he's in the game. So you go to your linebackers. Like I said, it goes back to speed. Who can beat them? At 4'6", 4'5", 4'6" is not cutting it at linebacker, not in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? And I know that's just your 40 speed. I like to see your cone drills, how you move. But at the linebackers right now, we need that speed and who can tackle. You know what I'm saying? Thirdly, can you drop back in the zone? How do you can you drop back into your hook to curls and your whatever zone that they got you running? Can you play that zone? But the first thing I'm gonna look for out of them linebackers is speed, footwork, hips. You know what I'm saying? Can you move in that box? Can you go sideline to sideline? When I coach, we call them windshield wipers. You know what I'm saying? Who can move? You know what I'm saying? And stay in that box. Cause some destruction.
Absolutely, and I agree with you, cuz that's great analysis. And nowadays, in today's NFL, it's more important than ever to stop that run. But it might be just as important to collapse that pocket from the interior, because you want somebody in that interior who's going to sit that center of that guard right on that quarterback's lap, make him try to escape, and feed him to your edges. And if you can collapse that pocket and bottle him up, the chances of you getting a sack and disrupting the quarterback's rhythm, his flow, is even greater. So for sure. So tomorrow's an important day to look at those D linemen. And then with the linebackers, with the Colts, we had one of my personal favorite linebackers we've ever had, who unfortunately ended up getting hurt towards the end of his career, Darius Leonard. Sideline to sideline. Literally. And when he meets you at the ball, peanut punching at that rock. So I like my linebackers to be fast, sideline to sideline. Look to create turnovers. And then also take on the block. Please, if you see a guard coming at you, you put your shoulder pad right in his chest. You meet him in that hole. Because if you move out the side and let him seal you off, you're opening up a running alley.
You're giving lanes and alleys, yep.
You're giving lanes and alley, and personally, I've seen that too many times this year.
I did too. As many tackles as Zaire had, you know what I'm saying? He still pissed me off a couple times this year, and I called you and let you know this. Sometimes he can get, Zaire's not a big guy. He's not a big guy, but he is fast. He does make tackles, and that's something that, you know what I'm saying, that's two huge things I'm looking for out of linebacker. But sometimes his size does show, and he does get swallowed up in that box sometimes. So, yeah, you absolutely right on that, cuz.
So, to piggyback on your point regarding the Colts, I believe at defensive line, we can always use depth, but we're really all set. I personally think we have some of the best interior defensive linemen in the game, with DeForest Buckner and Grover Stewart.
Grover Stewart? Hey, he doesn't get enough credit. Grover Stewart does not get enough credit. Grover Stewart I know DeForest Buckner gets to shine. I love DeForest Buckner. I hope he retires a Colt. But that Grover Stewart, he is a freak. He might be the freakiest athlete on the Indianapolis Colts. Go and watch you some Grover Stewart film. I know if y'all don't know who Grover Stewart is, look him up. Go watch some film. That man is a freak. I seen him this year single-handedly destroy centers and guards by himself. Go watch some Grover Stewart film, and you tell me who's the best defensive lineman on the Colts.
And so it would be nice to have depth behind them, because both those dudes are invaluable. If we have to go through stretches without either one of them, we're in trouble regardless. But let's build some depth behind them. Let's get another prospect, somebody that they can teach, because Grove and Buck, they're not gonna play forever. So let's try to get somebody in there that we can, develop, and hopefully they can hit it. Because Grover Stewart, he wasn't a high round draft pick, but he developed and became who he is. And I think as far as edges, if we can find somebody in that second, third, fourth round, I think that's a sweet spot for it. But we just drafted an edge first round last year. So I'm not sure if we want to necessarily spend a high value round draft pick on that, especially when we have Kwity Paye and Latu on the roster. And hopefully we can find an edge in free agency, because special edges only come around so often. Abdul Carter, he's special.
Special.
He might go number one. So we'll see. As far as linebacker, we're definitely looking. We do. I mean, linebacker is a position you need to be looking to upgrade every year. If you don't have, if you don't have somebody like Warner, you don't have that type of linebacker in the room, you need to be looking to upgrade it. Zaire Franklin was the 7th round draft pick, 6th, 7th round draft pick. Anyway, so I mean, he's undersized, he's fast, he's tough as fuck. But still, we need to maybe look at definitely bringing in some competition. And adding more to that room. So our eyes are definitely on this combine tomorrow. We'll have it on TV all day, and we'll be bringing that to you tomorrow night and let you know who stood out to us and what we seen and what Malc seen. Because like I said, if you're talking defensive tackles and the defensive side of the ball, is nobody better in the business than Malc. So when he speaks, we listen. So we'll have more for you tomorrow on that. On this day in history, February 27th, 1959, Bob Cousy set an NBA record, which still stands today as the Boston Celtics' all-time record with 28 assists in a single game. The Celtics defeated the Minneapolis Lakers 173-139, one of the highest point totals for a single team in a 9-overtime game in NBA history. Woo! They was balling, huh?
28 assists?
28.
He is finding them. He had that vision. That's what you call impeccable vision right there, cuz.
Impeccable vision. Cousy. I wonder what they were saying every time he had to rock. Cousy. He was balling.
Yeah. Man, baller, definitely.
28?
28 assists.
I wonder how he was dishing them out. You think he was behind the back, under the leg? He probably was hitting them all different.
You said that's 1957?
59.
1959. Who was this big? We got to figure who was this big. He's probably just dumping it on down to somebody who was just going down there and just, yamming on him at the time. Oh, we got to do our research. Can we look that up?
Let's look that up right now. Woo! So that on that night, a guy, let me say not a guy, because he was more than a guy, because he was balling that night. A baller by the name of Tommy Heinsohn. Heinsohn.
Was he Asian?
He dropped 43 on him that night.
Come on, I told you. He was throwing it to one person. Was that their big man?
Couldn't be.
That's something. Hey, he had 40 that night. All off of Cousy assists.
Cousy. Shout out Bob Cousy. All right, now, if you haven't already, please, to help our channel grow, hit that like button. Subscribe first before you even hit the like. Hit that subscribe. And then after you subscribe, hit the notification bell. And after you hit that notification bell, then you hit the like. And then after you hit the like, you drop a comment and tell us why you did it.
Yep.
Please. All right now. Man, it was because it was an honor hosting this with you again tonight. Man, we'll be right back tomorrow. Cold game.
Okay.
Cold game. First round draft pick.